This is the plaintiff, Catherine Pensack. She says she entered the defendant's property one snowy night, and as she was exiting, she hit two large rocks, which were not marked as hazards. She scraped up her 2006 Jetta Volkswagen. The defendant surely should have had those rocks marked as a hazard, and she's owed the $1,261.02 it's going to cost her to repair her car. This is the defendant, Mark Cannon. He says the plaintiff apparently came to his pawn shop at 5 a.m. on a snowy morning to check what time he opened up, then hit a decorative rock. He's sorry the woman cut the corner too sharply, kept going and scraped up her car, but it's not his fault, and he's not going to foot the bill. He's accused of having a rocky relationship with a potential customer.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says she was driving on the defendant's property in the middle of a snowstorm when she hit two rocks in the parking lot that weren't properly marked. But the defendant says the plaintiff was just driving carelessly. It's the case of Rocky Road.
Thank you, Douglas. Ms. Pensack, you are suing Lonesome Pawn?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, represented here by Mark Cannon. You're the owner?
Yes, ma'am.
For $1,261.02, the amount to fix the damage to your 2006 Jetta Volkswagen, which you say happened as a result of his negligence. Tell me what happened.
On the morning of March 24th, 2015, I pulled into the Lonesome Pawn property to check the hours. I wanted to see what their hours of operation were. I pulled up.
What time did you pull in?
It was around 5:15 in the morning. It was dark, yeah.
And it was dark?
Mm-hmm.
Were there lights in the parking lot?
No lights.
Were there lights inside of the establishment itself, or was it obvious it was closed?
The windows are just ringed with like Christmas lights.
Like, in other words, it was obvious to you that at that moment it was closed.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, go on.
So I pulled into the parking lot, pulled up to the door, exited, went up to the door and read the times, got back in the car, pulled in a circle and pulled on an angle just before I got on the driveway to enter back onto Wicker Road. And I stopped. I was like, you know what, I better write these times down. I won't remember them. So I stopped in the car, got paper and pencil out of my purse, wrote it down, and then turned the interior light off and went to proceed out, and I heard a noise. And it was kind of puzzling. I thought maybe it was snow because there was snow pushed. The parking lot had been plowed, so there was snow pushed up against the edges of the parking lot. And I thought maybe I just rubbed against the snow. So I got out to check my car, and there were two rocks there, probably about a foot in height, half covered by snow, no post, no lights on in the parking lot. So I had a disposable camera.
But you knew there were no lights in the parking lot when you drove into an unlit parking lot at 5 in the morning. I mean,
Well, I had the headlights, so I figured I could see any obstruction.
That didn't work out so well.
Yeah,
right?
But not when it was on the ground below the level of where you could see.
Right, but you're not a hovercraft. You know, you're. All right, so do you have a picture of the damage to your car?
Yes, I have pictures of the damage, the car, the snow, the parking lot.
Did you take those pictures on the spot when it happened, or you came back?
The dark ones were taken on the spot. The next morning I went back to speak to the owner and tell him what had happened the night before. And so I took some during that morning, right when I was there. So the ones that are in the daytime were then, and the dark ones were that night.
So where are these rocks?
They're on the corner of the parking lot in the grass.
Are they deliberately placed? Is there a reason why they're there, or they're just
They're just decorative rocks.
Well, not that decorative. Do you have a picture of them without snow?
Yes.
Let me see. Had it snowed that day or no?
It had snowed, I think, the night previous, the day or night previous. But
Was the parking lot cleared?
It was plowed.
So it was plowed. So there was a definitive edge where where the snow was and wasn't.
Well, the snow was pushed up against the side, so you really couldn't see. You could see where the snow was piled.
So was there snow on this side of the rocks?
Well, you could see the rocks. I took the picture of the rocks. So there's snow on each side, and they're all dusted with rocks. But if you see under my car, you could see the parking lot had been plowed, because under my car is pavement.
Right. So how'd you end up hitting the rocks?
I stopped on an angle there to write down the numbers, and when I turned, my front tires cleared it, so I didn't think anything, I kept going and stuff, and that's when I heard the grinding against the door. So my back
you know
tires,
for a fact now, right, because I'm sure you've been back there, that the rocks are not located in the middle of the parking lot, that the rocks are on the grass.
Right, but all that
you
was
couldn't see
covered
it
with
because it
snow.
was pitch black. there was no lighting, and
they
there
were
was
so
snow.
low. Had they been big rocks, I
what
would
did
have
he do
seen
wrong
them.
then? But what did he do wrong?
He could have marked the location of the rocks with a higher pillar so they were more visible. There could have been lighting in the parking lot. The snow covered the rocks.
What do you mean with a higher pillar? There's no
Like,
pillar there.
No, you could put a pillar.
put a
post.
pillar.
Put a post there, and you'd know, hey, watch out, there's something low on the ground.
What does
here
he
that
do
you
with
could
the
hit.
wall? I mean, hey, put a pillar in front of the wall. There's something here. I guess what you're saying to me is, Judge, it's low, so I can't see it, so it's not
It's
fair
low,
because
yeah.
I don't have notice.
Well, not only that-
Have you had notice? Has there been a problem there before?
I've been there since 1999, and she's maybe the third person who has actually ran into him. One of the people is mentally challenged, and the other one was actually a police officer that was.
Well, then we know it's a whole range of. So, out of curiosity, if you've had the issue 3 times, did the others sue you?
No.
So here is your picture of it. Okay. And were they moved from that patch that has no grass, or did they used to be closer?
That's actually a remnant of asphalt that's always there. That's actually a little
So
piece
the
of
rocks are always here.
in the grass, yes.
Yeah. Well, even if they're there, they're still in the grass. But I mean, it's kind of
Right, yeah,
okay.
that piece is, it's actually asphalt.
I mean,
That's not dirt.
Why do you have them there again? Because they're quote decorative.
To be
or-
honest, yes, they were on the property when I came there in
But after
1997.
3 people have had issues with it, like.
But also, I mean, where does it stop? If they weren't there, then people would be, and there's a large outdoor sign that's
Okay,
on the road.
finish your thought. What were you going to say?
They would be driving through the whole grassy, the corner would become
Okay.
huge.
Okay. That I get.
Right.
So you like them there because you're hoping to define the corner so people don't drive over your grass.
Well, yes. But
Because you don't have it defined in any other way.
other than the parking lot with the striping and everything on it.
Well, yeah, I know. Other than the fact that it's asphalt as
Right.
opposed to.
Yeah.
So, did this defendant have a duty to mark the rocks? What do you think?
I think so. It's so simple. I think she should mark it.
It's simple, but is it necessary?
I think it is necessary. It's kind of 50-50.
Okay, well, 50-50 means a tie. So, who's going to break that tie?
I think it's the duty of the person to mark it. It's important that if there's one life that can be saved or one injury that can be saved.
Or one bumper that can be saved?
Yes.
Going inside the courtroom.
So what did the guy do wrong again that he has to pay you $1,260? Why isn't it just you're driving around in a dark place that's not lit, where you probably shouldn't be at 5 a.m, and you cut it too close to where it's dangerous? Why isn't it just something stupid you did?
As a business owner, he invites the public onto his property.
At 5 a.m?
Whenever
And he invites
they
them
need
to not
go.
drive on the driveway. He invites them to drive into the area they're not
Had
supposed
there
to be
been
in.
a post there, he could have protected his
I know, honey, but what do you
grass.
want him to do with the rest of his property too? Put a post around everything? Like, how many times
If
do
it's
you know?
that important.
I gotta tell you, when I'm at an airport and I'm on a moving walkway and I hear somebody announcing caution, moving walkway ends, I want to put a bullet in my head because we've lost all hope. I mean, at some point, isn't there just a tiny, tiny bit of personal responsibility?
I might have thought of that until he told me how the sheriff got stuck on the rocks and had to be towed off, which to me told me that he had prior knowledge that this was an issue. Enough for the police to have to file a report on him, his own self, because he had to call a tow truck to get it off. So you had knowledge
Let me
that
see
it
the
was a
police
hazard.
officer's report of himself. I want to hear how he describes what he did.
Thank you, ma'am.
Says, I was pulling into the parking lot of the Lonesome Pond at the above address, and while pulling in, Officer Zamora ran over a rock that was on the side of the parking lot. I don't think he refers to himself in the third person. This is somebody else running. Officer Zamora ran over a rock that was on the side of the parking lot with unit whatever, name of the unit number of the car, inspected the unit and found a small dent in the undercarriage near the back seat driver's side. Did you get cited for this? Did
No,
they?
ma'am.
No, it's on his private property on the lawn part. You're driving over a part that you're not supposed to drive on. And I hear what you're saying. Oh, if he would have put a pillar there, then I wouldn't have hit it. Yeah, and if you were driving in a dark area at 5 a.m. in snow, we might not have hit it either. I mean, I don't begrudge you getting angry. You've come to court.
Nope, I didn't come to court. I
don't know. You look like you're here.
I didn't come to court. I told them I would settle. I talked to their insurance
I know,
company.
but then you came to court.
No, I didn't come to court.
Okay, you filed a lawsuit,
Their
right?
London office said that they could pay or not pay, and they said, okay, let me talk to our client, and he's the one who wanted to go to court.
You know why?
Yeah.
Why?
That was after much hoopla, Your Honor. And furthermore, because then a claim is against me.
Where does it end?
Right.
Where does that moving walkway ends? Right here. You know, don't drive in the dark at 5 in the morning in a pawn shop and drive over the guy's lawn. Verdict for the defendant.
The police officer did it in the daytime.
That's right. And you know what the police officer didn't do? He didn't sue the guy. He just took it like a man.
All right, so that's how it ends. You are in the hallway now. What's your reaction to this outcome?
Just very surprised. I'm very surprised when there was prior knowledge that it was an issue that it was ruled this way. Really surprised.
Okay, well, sometimes I guess you just have to suck it up and,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
things
right.
happen.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I get it.
All right, you good? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so step on out here. You got away with it again, didn't you?
I guess so. You know, maybe I should move the rocks after all. I don't know.
Are you thinking about it?
You know, they're clearly not on the parking lot. And every person from the police that she called to the insurance company to the judge says it.
No, you're good. You're good.
Everyone
But
but her thinks
so
it's
you're
her
just going to
fault.
leave it the way it is?
You know, I'll probably move them just because. Just because.
Just because. All right, Harvey.
Okay, it's real simple, Kurt. What the plaintiff isn't realizing is the people who hit that rock before may have simply been inattentive as well.